Welcome to our series of the Love Kilmarnock videos featuring local retailers from Kilmarnock Town Centre. Today I'm with Julie and I would like to introduce you to the group. And would you like to just tell us in 30 seconds exactly who you are and what your business is?
Yeah, my name's Julie Batchelor. My business is Brilliant Travel. I'm based from home in Kilmarnock. I'm also part of the Barhead Travel Group and I've been in business for 6.5 years.
Excellent. So Julie, obviously travel was one of the hardest hit industries throughout this entire COVID lockdown. So would you like to tell us exactly how that affected you?
Yeah, so obviously March, they've obviously found out, that COVID was coming and how it was going to affect people travelling abroad. So for a lot of customers that were still abroad at the time, and it was our main priority to get customers repatriated back to the UK to make sure that they were safe. Flights obviously out of the country had stopped, so I had passengers that were due to travel. Luckily I had nobody abroad at the time myself. So it was just a matter of keeping in touch with them that was due to travel, and in those next couple of weeks till we found out exactly what was happening. And where possible, obviously we booked them on a later date, and for some people obviously the option was to cancel. So it was really just keeping in touch, but the travel industry was definitely one of the most hard hit industries and still trying to get back on its feet now.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time that we're going on to 18 months now. So, that a lot of people feel like that's kind of 2 years of their life that they've lost, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did you cope? How did your family cope during that time?
Well, my partner's also a chef, so his industry was pretty much hard hit as well, but luckily I've had some grants from Ayrshire Council. I've had obviously the grants from the government as well, and just really relying on savings. So yeah, just trying to get back on our feet.
Yeah. So what are you doing now that restrictions have kind of eased off a little bit? I noticed that you're posting quite often about the countries that are starting to open up again.
Yeah.
Are you finding that most of them are open again for travel now?
Yeah. So there's no countries now on the red list anymore.
Which is great news.
There's a possibility at any point, that they can go on the red list. But October last month was my busiest month on record. Lots and lots of sales going through, predominantly last minute sales, which has been great for business because that brings in the income immediately for travel, because if the customer doesn't travel, unfortunately we don't get paid. So last year, where I had bookings due to, for example, travel in April, I would also have been paid that commission from those bookings, so I had to repay all that money back. So if the customer doesn't travel, we don't get paid a penny, no matter how much admin work we do, unfortunately, surrounding it. So throughout this whole pandemic, I've been obviously helping customers either due to travel, cancel, queries, questions, obviously getting information to help them travel abroad safely as well. And as I say, we don't get paid any extra for all that at all. So no matter where that booking ends up getting cancelled eventually, we don't make any money on it. But my customers are first and foremost my priority.
Yeah. So I mean, are you allowed to say how many customers you kind of have on your books? Have you managed to grow your customer base? Have you done things differently in terms of marketing and stuff?
At the moment, I wouldn't say so much different marketing. Like my main marketing is through Facebook. I do have Instagram pages as well. I don't really use Twitter as much, and I use LinkedIn. But we have been doing lots of Zoom calls. I have been part of local networking groups, so it's getting the word out there as well. So I have had people that haven't even been booked with me also getting in touch just purely for advice. If I see somebody on Facebook, whether it's a friend or part of any other group that I'm part of, then if they're just asking general information, they're a bit stuck, they don't know what to do, then I'll help them. So yes, there has been customers where it has just been word of mouth, where I've helped people get back on their feet to understand exactly what's required of their travelling. And if some people have had people stranded abroad as well that they've been looking for help with, I actually helped one woman. She was over here visiting family, but she couldn't get back on her flight back to Australia, so I'd done her a one-way flight to get back home at some point, and she's on my Facebook now. She's welcomed me over to Australia if I want to go and visit her, so that was lovely.
Yeah, it is lovely. I mean, I think one of the things that we've learned during the lockdown is how to be a little bit kinder to to the people in the community and the people in our immediate family and friend circles. I think that in lots of ways we've all become a lot more tolerant as well. And I mean, I think that a lot of the formality in business has kind of fallen to the wayside, which is actually a good thing, because it means you can actually treat your customers with a lot more personal, one-to-one time and
Well,
service.
because I'm a personal travel specialist, I only work myself, so I'm independent. I take the customers from inquiry stage right through to their return home. So for me, my business model as such hasn't really changed, because I would always have that personal touch with a customer.
Yeah.
So if they ever had any queries throughout the booking process, then they would always come straight to myself. They don't need to, phone somebody and get through to a call centre, possibly get through to another country with certain booking agents as well. So a lot of feedback I've had from my customers has been very good, in the fact that they've happily passed on my information to other people to ensure that they get that personal experience as well.
That's excellent.
And some people who've booked elsewhere have came to me for another booking because they've not had a good experience
Yes.
previously, and they want to know that they've got that personal contact and been able to get hold of me in an instant, because I'm available when my customers want me to be available as well.
Yeah, and you're working from home, aren't you? So
Yeah.
that just makes things, you don't have the same kind of overheads,
Absolutely.
and you
Yeah,
can set your
100%.
own opening and closing hours, which, allows you to be a lot more flexible for your
and I mean,
customers.
I'm basically, 9:30 till 7 pretty much every day. I can work the weekends. If a customer wants to meet up face to face, I'm happy to do that as well. Over Zoom, that's been obviously something we've all been accustomed to for the last 20 months. So, the customers can, go over Zoom as well if they want to see face to face as well. And I'm abtinatal bonded as well, so customers know that they're dealing with, a safe agent, knowing that their money's safe as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I suppose finally I wanted to ask you, how has Brexit affected the industry? Because we actually have to apply for visas and things now. So they all ready in effect?
It's not really affected the travel business as much as what I think we thought it would.
Yeah.
The main thing really has just been the change to do with your passports going into Europe, where it's just the expiry date we need to be a lot more aware of. So it's now not just 6 months from your expiry date, it's actually taking into account the issue date, because some people have had their passports issued early. So it's just make sure the customers got the length of time that they need for each individual country.
Okay.
They need to be a bit more aware of.
Oh, that's
And driving
fantastic.
restrictions abroad as well.
So if people wanting to get in touch with you, where would you recommend they try first?
So they can phone me, as I say, on my mobile, and it's 07944 542 640. Alternatively, they can email me. It's julie.batchelor@brillianttravel.co.uk, and I'm also on Facebook as well, which is Brilliant Travel Julie Batchelor Facebook page or Instagram.
That's excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you.
It's been lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.